And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Planet Crafter. We are working towards lakes, although one of the things that's going to go on, I think, in the next little bit here is from a crafting standpoint. We've worked out that we kind of probably want to work towards getting fertilizer and bacteriosums going, which is getting the algae generator going. So I need to get a super alloy, water bottle, magnesium, an eggplant, and a bio nugget, or bioplastic nugget. Most of that I think we probably have already, so there's a bioplastic nugget. And or we can just pull out a local environment. At least I think I can. We'll find out in a moment. That's food, that's not what we're looking for. So there's some super alloy. What else do I need? Magnesium, water bottle, and eggplant. Okay, eggplant I can just harvest like so, and we grab some water, and I can grab some magnesium while we're over to the algae harvester or algae grower. But yeah, I think and we need the algae from the algae harvester obviously to build what we want to go into in the future. That's some magnesium. Probably actually want two algae harvesters, 2 or 3 of them. But let's just set the first one up right away. This is going to end up in water, which is one of the reasons we were holding off doing it, per se. Because it's not actually going to rise up with the water, but given enough time that will make algae. We'll probably get a couple of those just to get some more biomass generation. But yeah, we got the first one going, so we can get some of the algae going. The reason I'm thinking about that, right, is a lot of... I think fertilizer and the bacteria sample book in the algae. Obviously, that gets made from that thing. And yeah, three algae for a bacteria sample, and another 3 for the fertilizer. So we're going to need more than that. That's just our start. Eggplant. We'll have to wait until it regrows. We're going to do another one, but probably set that one up. More rain. Keep it thematic that we've got the lake slowly filling up. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the bioplastic. There's some bioplastic. Another algae. Maker. Plop that out there. Yeah. I don't think this one's made any yet. No, we haven't given it enough time. You can already see, or might be able to already see, I think it's already deeper in the water than when we've already initially placed it. Because the lake is slowly filling up. Go back into the oxygen, so discuss what we're going to do here to keep everything moving forward. Technically, I think we're good until we get the next tier. So, tier for drills coming up. That's at 41 UK. We're at 16, 17 UK. 100 megapascals when we get the gas extractor. We get 63 parts per billion is the tier 4 heater. So we're going to hold off on building more drills and more heaters until we get the next tier of those. I think is what we're going to do. And kind of what this is implying is like, yeah, I should probably, and these are the last like 3 or 4 things that we haven't unlocked in oxygen, heat, and pressure. Should probably get oxygen up so we get the heater. Use the heater to get the heat up to get the drill. Use the drill to get the pressure up to pick up the gas extractor. And the last couple there is actually the ore miner. So we're going to want to get the pressure up to get the ore miner upgrades. We haven't found the input yet, so we'll have to do exploring when we get to nuclear fusion. We haven't even found tier 1 optimizer, so it's maybe a little early to do tier 2. Tree spreader and water life collector are things we're probably going to be interested in getting, although we need more oxygen for that. Those are parts per million, so that'll be a little way off. And lake water collector isn't too far away. But yeah, the main thing we're looking at is making more oxygen, or making more biomass. We've unlocked the bio lab. We're kind of way off from the tier 2 algae generator, although that's something we'll work towards. Beehive is 80 tons, so biomass in general is going to be fairly easy to get the next couple things, right? Which is the tier 2 algae generator, plant rocket's not too bad. Getting to 80 tons for the beehive might actually be hard. And then obviously we need insects to get the tree seed, and need animals, which at first is going to be fish, to get this improved egg. But basically we're going to be working to start generating these, because we're getting close to finished with the 3 on this page. And then, yeah, I think this is get the oxygen for the heater, which is build up the plant life. And we have a couple of recipes, right? We've got flower spreader, that's a better source of oxygen than the grass spreader, because we insert a seed and we get a multiplier from the seed. I can do the tier 2 dome. Again, probably a better source than the tier 1 dome, which is what we got set up. And I doubt I've sat here talking long enough to get another... Yeah, we don't have another eggplant yet. So I'll have to wait until the eggplant grows. The other thing we're waiting for is algae. And I probably haven't been sitting here long enough for the algae to grow either. And yeah, we're probably at the point where it's time to disassemble the old base. So there you can see is the algae growing. It's not big enough yet, but 21%. Yeah, not ready yet. Yeah, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna disassemble this stuff over here. I haven't decided whether I'm going to place it somewhere else yet. Just, yeah, underwater like this, it's not working anymore. Yeah, you're not powered. Disassemble you, you're not working. Disassemble you, you're not spinning, so you're not working. And yeah, this is flooded enough that it's not providing oxygen anymore. So really I should go around and disassemble this as well. Anything else to take out of the chest? Sure. Okay. Before we disassemble more, I need more space, so back to oxygen. And empty the inventory a little bit. Anyway, iron to make wind turbines is a way to make power, but it's not, at this point, not as space efficient or action efficient as making more nuclear. Although I might relent and do a little bit if we need power, a little bit more of the tier 2 solar. Still doesn't compare very well against tier 2 nuclear, but uranium rods, so we need more uranium for that. And explosive powder. Do I have what it takes for explosive powder? Yeah, sulfur radium. Let's get another chest here, another storage locker. For dumping the, well, mostly the trash in. Cobalt and iron. Put the osmium. I'll basically put everything in here except the food. So we'll grab the water. Because we both need it for what we're planning on building and to drink. Okay, eat the beans first. I know I'm gonna need the mushrooms for stuff. Yeah, the mushrooms get used to make bioplastic nuggets. We actually have a couple, so we're not necessarily in a rush to make that. Mostly in the rush to grow some algae. Get back to disassembling the old base. I think we got everything out of these. We'll do a quick check before we assemble the main building. Yeah. There we go. Now unsurprisingly, that means I don't have enough stuff in the inventory to make another base. We'll do a little bit of exploring while we're waiting for things to happen. of iron. Into this base. I know the ice up here in theory I think is stood at this point. So we'll check to see what we can see behind the ice. And then hopefully by the time we get back the algae will be grown. Did fly first past a little bit of sulfur. I think we have enough sulfur at the moment. And I think we could set up a mine for sulfur at this point. Okay, this ice hasn't melted yet. I think it's melting is where we're at. So I'll give it a little bit more time, because it's not giving me an indicator for when it's melted. Get some oxygen of the sulfur biome. We'll fly over to the next biome. Yeah, this is a interesting biome. Bit of a desert with a bunch of sand flowing here. I think there is stuff behind the sand, to be fair. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to plop a small little cubby base here, just so we got someplace to get oxygen. We need it later. This is we can top up in the oxygen, like so. And do seed, some uranium. We'll just take everything and tumble a chest. And we did see another chest of loot over there while we were flying by, so I'll grab you as well. And then we'll go explore some of the... I think there's caves behind at least one of these. Let's drop a chest in here. Storage in here, so there's some space as we find some stuff. And I'll drop the sort of less valuable stuff in here. So the iron, the fabric's pretty low value. The fabric's actually kind of valuable for making decorations and alternative clothing. So if you're into that, it's very valuable. If you're not like me, it's a bit hit and miss. It's not a lot of it you need. That's fine for various bits of lootables to have varying different values for people. Back in the sand. Okay, so this bit doesn't have anything interesting in it. This doesn't look like it. Oh, there is super alloy hiding here. So that would be a definition of interesting stuff. Yeah, we could definitely use some super alloy. This looks like a cave. With some osmium in it. I don't need that right now, but we'll probably want it for higher tier drills. It's, as far as I know, used in the drills. Okay, there's one blue chest I saw here besides the osmium. We'll probably come back for some osmium. I'll leave the chest alone because obviously we're full on inventory. I don't have the space to take anything from it. And there's sulfur in here, obviously. We'll go along the edge here. It looks like there's some more super alloy, but that might be the only big hidden area in there besides the super alloy. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to base. We'll drop off a bunch of the more valuable stuff. We'll check up on the status of the algae growth. If we've got some algae, then we can start doing some additional constructions to accelerate oxygen production. If we get enough oxygen being produced, it's going to translate very rapidly from not much to do to a lot to do. That blue or gold? I don't know. I don't have the inventory space. We'll come back for that. The quickest way to check is to open it up and see what's inside. The golden ones are not as random as the blue ones, and they have specific loot in them. Eat some beans, drink some water. Okay. See if the eggplants have grown. Would not be surprised if they haven't yet. Not ready. 85%, so almost. Okay. Checking to see if this is useful in my storage. We got enough uranium. Question is, do I have enough uranium? That's a good question. Oops, that was what I meant to do. So we've got 10, 20, 36. So that is enough for another 2 uranium rods, which would allow me to get another reactor going. Let's put a reactor together then. Squash on me, so we want to eat it. And we'll make uranium rods. I miscount the uranium that I was grabbing. I miscount the uranium we were grabbing. Grab 15, not 18. There we go. And I've got the water, so I need to grab some super alloy. And an explosive powder. Explosive powder is made out of what? 2 sulfur and iridium. 2 sulfur, iridium. Now let's have a little bit more power. Delaying running out of power for longer. Is that asteroids coming down or just a sandstorm? I think that's just a sandstorm. The ground is looking pretty dry right now. We're up to 82, almost 83% as far as likes are concerned, so we're getting pretty close to that being done. Let's check up on the algae. You can see these are ending up farther and farther down as the lake level grows up. I remembered the spreader staying where it was, but apparently it goes up as well. The spawn-ins, which are the algae, does not. Only 80% done. We don't yet have the algae. To do the next couple things we want to build. I don't think the squash hasn't grown enough. Not yet. So I've got the power to power it, but I don't have the rest of it. Let's go check out that chest we saw a little while ago. Figure out if it's blue or yellow. Yellow has special stuff in it. Blue just has random stuff in it. There's the chest. I think this is a normal one because it's none of the special stuff I'd expect if it was blue, or if it was a yellow chest. Well, that's some aluminum. Aluminum. I'm gonna go back and get more super alloy because I have a feeling we're gonna want the super alloy in the near term, but we don't really need it right now. There's another blue chest. Super alloy, we're hiding in the sandfall. There's a bit. That's actually iron. There's another bit. Yeah, we're gonna run out of space pretty quickly. Super alloy is definitely something where it's much more convenient to find in the wild rather than having to craft, because crafting it is requiring us to find a whole bunch in different bits. There, I'm full. Although I'll drink some water, which will clear up a space. Take that one at least. Pop in our little shack over here for some more air. Get underway. And there are a couple different locations we haven't explored yet that we can go exploring. It's just I've got an idea for what I want to build, but we're waiting for the, literally waiting for the bits to grow, to put it together. Waiting for the algae to grow. Suppose I could build the rover. I'm less interested in the rover than I think I would otherwise be if we didn't have the flying. Fabric, silicon, a couple of rocket engines. Oh yeah, that's why we haven't bought it, because we haven't wanted to build the rocket engines. So that would be one way to save get more space. Running a little low on space. Put some uranium in you. For the rocket engines, it's a radium rod, 2 uranium. Oh, I suppose I'll grab that uranium back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch of iridium. I'll have to put most of the extra super alloy away somewhere, so it'll work. Have enough iridium for a rod. That'll be enough for 1. That won't be enough for 2, but it'll be enough for 1. Rod. Engine. I need another 5 for another rod. Let's count it. I only had 8. Got it. 9, not 8. An engine. And I can double check what else we need. It was 2 engines and a couple other things. Uranium, fabric, silicon, and iron, which I have in the inventory. Fabric I got quite a bit for, so that's not an issue. There's fabric. I might not have the silicon. Oh, there's some silicon. What's the other thing I needed? I feel like there's 6 things. Uranium. Apparently this is a uranium-powered vehicle. We got ourselves a rover. It has multiple upgrades. Equipment decrease, inventory increase, speed, and lights. Lights would be reasonably easy to afford. That wouldn't be too bad to do. Even the equipment size for the tier 1 wouldn't be that bad. And then we got a whole container on the back. That'll maybe be useful when we want to be moving stuff around. Not necessarily super useful right now. Harvesting the algae. Okay. So the first thing I really want to be building is I want to build like 3 flower spreaders. So I need 3 batches of the fertilizer. Of course, the fertilizer is eggplant. Lots of eggplant. I'm not growing enough eggplant, apparently. And some sulfur. I had a sulfur. I know where to get it. That's not a problem. We basically have infinite sulfur from grabbing it when I need it. Yeah, I need to go get some sulfur. Gives me some time for the eggplant to grow back. Yeah, we got more access to iridium if we want to be doing more iridium-based stuff. I think if we want to do more iridium-based stuff, it's probably going to be more rockets. And I already know I want like 3 things of fertilizer, so it's like, yep, grab 3 sulfur. Probably want a little bit more than that. We'll get the inventory full of sulfur when we get back. I'll grab the aluminum. This is being presented. Aluminum can be made into the super alloy if I'm looking for super alloy later. Or, well, there's various things that need aluminum straight as well. Oh, the inventory's full. Okay, time to head back. Let's see if we can find the hole. Here's the hole. Okay. Let's go ahead and make the first of the fertilizer. Like so. That frees up some space. So I can grab all the water here. We drink one of the water because we're thirsty. I'm gonna eat some of the squash. And then we've got the algae. I don't currently have the eggplant to make more fertilizer, but I've got the algae to make bacteria samples. We're gonna need a couple of those as well. I probably want to make at least one tier 2 biodome, which is going to require 2 bacteria samples. Okay, we got enough. How much water did that take? 3. Thought I had more water. Well, I know I didn't have enough water, but I thought I had more of that stuff. Okay. Might need to set up another atmospheric collector. We're not making water quickly enough yet. Just the one. Iron, silicon, magnesium, super alloy. Silicon, iron, super alloys in this one. Set up a second water collector. Oh, forgot the magnesium. And I don't think I got any magnesium in the base, so let's see if we can find some on the surface here. There's some. Cycling of water. I don't think that's going to be as effective of a water maker as oh, I'm thinking of it. There's a water collector that's coming up. Lake water collector, yeah. Collects and filters water from the water's surface. So I think this is better than the atmospheric one. We're almost at the next level. That, which is actually when we get that. That's 50k, or the 50. It's probably the next stage. Got to have lakes before you collect water from the lakes, right? What do I have in my inventory? Algae. We're going to need more algae, so that's fine. Should probably take the seed out. I'd say as I put more seeds in my inventory. Is Tuska the best seed I have that we don't have in an auction maker already? Looks like it. Looks like Tuska's the best that we don't already have in an auction maker. When I have the fertilizers, I just need to pick up magnesium and super alloy and water. So that's why we made the water maker, so we have the water. So let's grab super alloy, and we gotta go outside for the magnesium. I believe there is a point in the game when the air becomes breathable. You won't have to be scuttering back and forth between bases. That's probably where the, thinking about that's probably where the rover becomes a little bit better. Because you're less likely to have bases nearby if you don't need them nearby. And unlike the sea moth, it does appear that the rover does not generate oxygen, so... You probably that's probably going to be much more valuable once we've got an oxygen production, or able to breathe the air. Yeah, let's just look at that stuck. Okay. That was probably the better way to put it back on the thing. And yeah, I suppose I could grab the silicon and the radium. We could probably do upgrades here. Might be something to do while we're waiting. The lake is getting more and more full. It's not going to get much fuller than this. It's most of the way full. Oh, I suppose it does fix the spot where those need to be once you harvest them. Okay. I'm also still potentially contemplating getting a third algae generator, but that's more eggplant. It's more eggplant. I need more eggplant. I'm not growing enough eggplant. Or rather, I did not realize I needed to be growing the eggplant until I needed to grow the eggplant. I'm like, oh, should have been stockpiling that earlier. You're waiting for water. I might have the water by now. Let's check the atmospheric collectors. Yeah, we got the water. Ah, that's a new color of sky. And that be asteroids. Let's see if we can see what these asteroids are dropping. Might be nothing of value, or it could be quite valuable. Cobalt, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't think these are particularly interesting asteroids. Lake water collector. Might want to set a couple of those up. It's got the achievement for so much water. Okay. Oh. I just got the achievement for getting hit by an asteroid. As I said, the asteroids do hurt if they hit you. I just had enough hit points, that wasn't an issue. Let's get inside where we're safe. Let's put a Tusca seed in that flower spreader. Before I forget about it. There we go. That should help the oxygen production. Water collector is a bunch of bioplastic nuggets, super alloy, and magnesium. Okay. And aluminum. We're currently carrying the aluminum. I think we can get away with one of the surface ones, especially if we don't disassemble the old atmospherics. There's my nuggets. And magnesium, which we'll pick up along the way. Or I was thinking we can pick up along the way, but apparently don't find any short distance because the lake is getting closer. Although I think the lake is full at this point. So this, much like the atmospheric one, collects water, has twice the storage. If you leave it alone for longer, it'll presumably collect twice as much. Not ready yet. We collected both of them all last time, so they should hopefully be not ready. Yeah. Next stage is moss. Yeah, thinking about probably making more oxygen, which is more of the spreaders. Spreader and the biome here. Or eggplant. It's not done growing yet. I suppose the alternative is I could set up more growers, right? We could set up more growers to get more growing at a time. Here's the food grower. Aluminum, iron, water. Okay, if we got to add a water, that's not too bad. Apparently I need more aluminum. Okay, over to the aluminum mine. And there is some aluminum here. Good. You know what? We'll take as much as we can. Unjam the thank you from jamming up for longer. And yeah, we're at the biomass stage, so everything's kind of slowing down a little bit as we're trying to get the biomass started. Which one we're probably going to go back to explore once we got like 3 of the flower spreaders and the tier 2 dome up. While we wait for that to kick in and do stuff. Not yet ready. Need more water. Here we go. So now if we can get 4 eggplants going, that'll help us with eggplants. At least until we need the next thing to grow, yeah. Okay. Anyway, a little low on aluminum, but that's fine. That's not an immediate concern. So you've got an aluminum mine set up. And there are places we can just go surface mine aluminum. So if I need more, I know where to go look. Okay, so there's the Tier 1 optimizer, there's the Tier 2. We probably are going to hit the Tier 1 before the Tier 2. At least. Oxygen we'd like more, so we can do Tier 4 heating, and then use the Tier 4 heating to get Tier 4 drill. Then the Tier 4 drill is going to give us the gas extractor, which I suspect is required for some of the recipes that we'll be looking to unlock at that point. You might have even unlocked some that require it. And then I suppose I could take a look at the map. You're on the map. And yeah, this area up here is defrosting. This area over here I think is defrosting. We've explored that one. You can actually see, I think you can see our... Yeah, you can see our little exploration hut there. At some point I'll have to go explore over here. Check out what that biome is about, and the volcanic biome. Yeah, that's an obvious wreck. So that's a wreck there to look at. That's a wreck there to look at. That's a biome we haven't been into. I think this is where we've oh yeah, we've been there. You can see our little thing. Oh, and it kind of is showing that there's a cave entrance there because we were in that cave. And I think there is a way over here to go out and around and this way. As the world terraforms, we get growth. It'll actually do a shortcut through over to here to encourage us to explore over there. Collectible yet? Yes. And then, what do I need for the Tier 2 biodome? 2 fertilizer, because that's a while off. We'll go for another spreader instead. Let's grab a sulfur. I might need to actually grab more sulfur. Super alloy magnesium, super alloy magnesium, then a bunch of water. Drink some water, and we'll find another place to put a flower spreader down. Getting the Tulsa seed in. So the question is that better than these? Yes, I think that is better than these. So we'll take that back, put you in there. Actually, go put the golden seed in the plant spreader. Or in the flower spreader. So you're making 966. Got a new message. We'll check up that in a moment. You're making... Yeah, 600 something. And 600 something is much bigger than what we're getting into these. Yeah. Okay, so let's swap the seeds around for a moment. Okay. See what that message was. Message from Riley. Encrypted. Use ore extractors in different areas to extract specific materials, and rockets are really important to help boost your generation of... something or other. Okay, so he's basically telling us, hey, you can go use ore extractors. Yeah, we've been doing that. Rockets are... yeah, we've been doing that. Game's giving us cryptic hints to do what we're already doing. Okay, let's grab more of these Tusca seeds, because we know they're better than what we've currently got on our stuff. With the exception of the gold ones. So, for example, that's a Tusca. That's a gold that we'll leave there. That's a gold that we'll leave there. That's the Tusca we just used to replace a gold. That's a Tusca. Tusca's better than Snepnia. And Borrelia. And that one definitely. Okay. And then, do I have more Tusca? I've got a Nuna if I've got no more Tusca. Yeah, I've got one more Tusca. Okay. So we can displace one of the golden seeds and replace it with a Tusca when we do the third flower spreader. About halfway there. Two mushrooms and a silicon. So let's grab a silicon. Actually, I've got one in here. Yeah. Make a little more bioplastic while we're thinking about it. And then need the bacteria samples, the fertilizers, sulfur, aluminum, or sulfur. Is it aluminum? Super iron. I suppose that's sort of aluminum. Not quite. How's the Algae coming along? Oh, ready. Okay, so pick another batch of it. Another batch of 10. Still think we're gonna put out a third Algae maker. Following rules of threes for most of these terraforming items. And then... I need eggplant for that, yeah. Eggplant's the thing holding me up on everything right now. Oh, we're gonna need the gas extractor for the methane cartridges to do tier 2 fertilizer. And mutagen. So we do know we want that gas extractor. So that's kind of what we're working towards in the short run. Nice big batch of water. Not ready about 2/3 of the way along. Okay. Probably about time I put a part break in here. We might take a temporary break from waiting for... well, temporary break from waiting for the squashes to grow, right? Do a little bit of exploration. Yeah, I might do a little bit of exploration while waiting for those to grow. Actually, I have a bunch of aluminum there. I was worried I was running low on aluminum. Apparently I just wasn't looking in the right locker. Okay, let me put another locker for stuff. So we get ready for the next episode. If you're watching on YouTube, this is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. We're going to go, I think we're going to go explore one of the crash sites we saw on the map. Let me find the map. Right now we're here. I think I'm going to go over to here, and we're going to put up a little bunker next to this outcropping area. As part of a way to just let time pass while we're waiting for the squash to grow. Eggplant. Waiting for the eggplant to grow for our construction. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break here so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record the next part. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.